What's up, everybody? It's George back again with Warp Charge Gaming. It is the Thursday night live talk show. We do it each Thursday at 9. Glad to be back. This is episode 11, and got a lot of stuff that went down this past week and a lot of stuff coming up. So look forward to talking to you about it. Right now, I'm flying solo until my partners in crime, James and Chris, join me. But that's fine. I got a lot that I can just kind of run through real quick. I'm sure they would have some things to say as well, but I'll give it to you. We just had our first Warp Charge Gaming event. It was called Warp Charge Gaming Presents Battle in the Warp, featured on the Best Coast pairing app. It was an ITC official event held here in Richmond, Virginia at Gallery 5 this past Sunday, June 24th. It went awesome. The Gallery 5 is a community art nonprofit gallery, and it is also a venue, a place where music and different forms of art is done, as far as burlesque and theater and things of that nature, as well as a ton of music. It was awesome because this venue is super vibey, had a lot of grim, dark feel to it. It's technically it's a historical building in town, and a museum in itself. Let me see if I can get you a shot here of us inside. So here's me and the Dark Bunny crew. If you tuned in on Saturday, I was with Corey and Phil from Dark Bunny, based out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and we did a battle report, Space Wolves versus Harlequins, going against the Dark Bunny Harlequins there from Phil. And you can see the venue in the backdrop. We had the stream rig on stage, so the same rig that's usually here in the studio. I broke down, built it on stage. There was 14 players made it out, but we did have 15 tables set up. So it was loaded with terrain, all a bunch of beautiful terrain. Game Mat EU was being there. We had the new hookup from Thurday Designs, which you might have seen on the beginning support flyer here. That is Crystal Fortress, Game Mat EU, Thurday Designs, and all importantly Battlegrounds. They helped us make this event happen. Here's another cool one for you guys. So up front we had a sweet sign up. You can see the players getting ready here in the morning. Meeting up on the top table. There's Ryan, if you can see a little bit there, jamming out on stage, giving me the rock and roll. We were kicking back some beverages in the bar there. Here's the shot from the stage. You can see the bar in the back, the lights. We had the score, and the live streamed video was being projected on the wall. So everything that you guys were saying while watching, it was an all-day live stream of the top table, was being projected right there on the wall next to the time of how long was left in the round. Had a PA system, mic booth. It was great to be able to have access to those tools. Here you can see Vincent and Ali. Ali's a Warp Charge gamer that I hang with quite often. You can see him there matching up with Vincent. Ali was doing well. I think I might have just heard James jump in. You in there, James?
Yeah, I'm able to get into Discord finally.
Oh,
I'm
weird.
still trying to get Facebook to work so I can get the link for the Google Hangout so you can see my face.
Right. Oh, weird. I'm getting playback.
Yeah, no, that's on my end.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
Oh, I got you. Cool. Well, welcome, James. Having a little bit of struggle to get into the Google Hang. That's cool. I'm showing them the event right now. And what an event it was. You guys can see the trophies there that we had, the Warp Charge Gaming dice. And I got to kill this Facebook. It's cranking in our ears here. One momento, friends. Operating the controls, control booth time. So you are seeing the trophies. You're seeing Vincent. You're seeing the Thurday Designs. Vincent actually won the tournaments with Knights, which was a pretty big. There was a lot. Knights were heavily prevalent. There was over at least 3 players, if not 4, out of the 14 were running Knights. There were some that had them sprinkled in, not being complete. Just having a few of them. Well. Of course, I don't count just sprinkling in battalions of guard to get CP as sprinkling in, and you're still playing Knights. But some people just brought 1 or 2. Corey from Dark Bunny that you saw a moment ago, he did primarily Space Wolves. I think I actually, no, I didn't pull up his army. Here is here's the Dark Bunny Harlequin army that actually won the best painted. There were some really nice looking armies there. I think that the display board definitely pushed him over the edge as far as taking the win there. Had several people that were cruising in that I got to do some checking it out and do some judging there, and they had so many good opinions that I just rolled with what they had to say and chose these guys here. Yeah, are you seeing what's? There's Will Polly. Hey, what's up, Will? Will's tuned in, and Will, I think I did our recent giveaway. We just fired off another giveaway. Will's jumping in the chat and reminded me that he won the previous giveaway, the Lord of Change from Aptifine Miniature Artistries. It was awesome because he won right there on stage while he was playing on the top table.
That's awesome. Congrats, Will.
And it was also cool because Will was the first one to sign up for the tournament. And so just naturally, we thought that was a great consolation prize of like, hey, then you get to play on the stream table as the first match because, nobody's the top table yet. And there he was playing, and we did the giveaway draw at noon, and lo and behold, it was funny because he was finishing his game, but yet I was telling the live stream that he had won and had it projected on the wall. And so, like, his name and everything was popping up on the wall and letting him know he's won, but I had to keep it to myself for like 15 minutes. It was hilarious. But that was a great moment. And in the new giveaway video, I actually took the moment that we had. We did a Facebook live stream showing the giveaway being handed over to Will, which I thought was a great moment for us as Warped Charge Gaming. It felt awesome. And I put that in the next giveaway video that you can see here, and that's Neil Stormcaller getting ready for that Space Wolves Codex drop. The beautiful thumbnail here done up by the illustrious James Schaff. You can see Battlegrounds mixed in with our Warped Charge Gaming logo up there. That tournament wouldn't be what it was without the help of Battlegrounds. They are a local gaming store here in Richmond, Virginia, Midlothian, Virginia. They are totally backing us up and helping us be successful with these events. You can see here the next one's coming up August 12th, Battle in the Warp doubles. It continues. And once again, same venue, same type of awesome price support, ITC official, not sparing any limits like before there. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think we're going to have a pretty explosive turnout after people saw what we had to offer. I'm really excited to bust out a summary video that's going to be a nice condensed way to kind of experience the tournament vicariously there from a distance. Speaking of tournaments and Battlegrounds, got a Shadespire one. That's the recent nearest coming up here, July 28th. You guys can catch these events out on our event calendar we've added to our website. It's warpchargegaming.com. Just go to events, and you can check out the calendar right there. We're going to do our best to keep it updated. It's still pretty fresh. And then speaking of Shadespire, James is with us. He's been painting live on stream some orcs up here. You got them. This is where they were when you started yesterday, right, James?
I'm not seeing the image yet, so I can't tell.
I got the
yeah, that's where I started.
Gotcha. Yeah, you got it all primed up. You got this cool display board. Tell us a little bit about what you're going for here with the display board. It was a pretty cool concept with the magnets and everything.
Yeah, no, I did that before for a painting competition I entered locally, where you came in and bought like a unit that they had on sale for like $10. It was like your entry fee into the painting competition. And I figured to take it up a notch, make a nice little display board. And they're really easy to make. I got 2 of those little plaques at Hobby Lobby for $1.99. They're like 5 inches by 7 inches. Mm-hmm. And just got a little bit of cork, laid out on top, glued it, put some shaved it so that it beveled upwards like a hill, and then sprinkled rocks and like core shavings, glued it all together, and added a little, drilled into the wood, added magnets to the bottom with some green stuff. And with that, I mean, it just primed it. So the way I'm going to paint it is like the box art. Just going to kind of put my own little artistic flair to it. And then the base is going to match the bases of the box art.
Yeah, so you're talking, I was watching you paint yesterday, and you were cursing a little bit at the struggles of yellow. It was your first time going deep on yellow versus a little part or something, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I've done yellow shoulder pads. I've done like little yellow spots, but to do a full armor yellow, it's a lot to just blend. For me, I like to have like really clean painting where you can't really tell if it's airbrushed or not airbrushed. And I use an airbrush, but I only use it for my base coats. And then from there, I'm doing my highlighting and blending with brush. So when I'm using yellow, it makes these very stark lines over the previous coat of yellow that has a different hue to it. And to blend that takes a lot more work. And I didn't realize that going into this. And this is kind of a test to Matt Simon's orcs that he's getting before the codex drops.
Right.
And he wanted them really bright. So I was like, all right, we'll go with yellow. Let's see how well this works. I'm not going to do 200 boys in yellow. It's not happening. Red is much easier. Blue's easier. Teal's easier. I mean, there's so many colors that's just so much easier than yellow. I mean, I think the only thing that probably would be harder is white.
Yeah, you're not the first artist I've heard say that. I don't even paint, you know, so thin your paints and yellow and white is a bitch. That's what I hear. and black too, huh? Black's pretty difficult.
I've actually learned the secrets to black. Black's not nearly as hard because you're not going to get such a stark line. The problem with black is showing contrast because it's like the dark abyss that you can't really tell highlights to. So once you figure out how to manipulate the eye and like how it sees color, black's actually pretty easy to use. You just decide if you want it to be cool black or warm black, and then you pick your highlight colors that actually have color to them, not just like a grayscale of like pure gray or white. So black's not nearly as hard as yellow.
Gotcha. I see that Cat jumped on. Cat's the painter for the Lord of Change in the last giveaway that Will won. It's cool to see our friends getting to say hello and thank yous. Speaking of models and being painted, and James here, we'll go ahead and throw out these Noise Marines you just finished up for the tournament you played here recently.
Yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of these Noise Marines. I'm not sold on them because they are an expensive unit. I do like to play competitively, so point efficiency is key. But I feel that these units that other people don't play have like these hidden flavors because the way stratagems works, the way other armies work, they find their place. With Noise Marines, when they die, they get to shoot again. And they can be in combat and shoot out of combat when they die. And it makes it really interesting because you can't target characters in the shooting phase, but you can target them in any other phase. So when Noise Marines die, you get to shoot them, and I bring them as Alpha Legion, so I can forward operate them and put them in a position where they're seeing these 4 wound characters with like a 4 armor save or so, and I get to shoot them. And if they're in cover, because a lot of people like to put them in objectives, these guns ignore cover.
Yeah, you enjoy that element of surprise factor, I've found, which I think is cool. Yeah.
I enjoy finesse, and I like combat. So I really just want to win the game and do it with combat. But unfortunately, that doesn't work that well. So you have to find ways to have effective shooting that can complement to your combat. And with Noise Marines being able to shoot again when they die, they are my unit to take Overwatch. So I get to get them in there. Then my Berserkers don't have to take an Overwatch. I obviously lose a couple Noise Marines because they're not the greatest units. But then I get to shoot a character, and I've killed many characters that I could never have touched otherwise, just because my Noise Marines died in Overwatch.
Yeah, and that can, I mean, people can really be counting on those fundamentals of that character and not be expecting to just lose it. Would you say that often in an event when, you know, they're most successful is when an opponent's like, I know you told me what they could do, but I did, or they're like, or like, how many times does somebody say, wait a second, you can't target my character? And you're like, it's not the shooting phase, bro.
I would say probably 3 out of 4 games.
Wow.
I mean, it really is surprising how many people just don't realize that you just can target characters outside the shooting phase, and they just feel that they're safe. And then I have to show them the rule of the Noise Marine, showing how they can shoot when they die or throw a grenade. And then I have to show the character rule for shooting, and it's only targeting the shooting phase. And once they see it, they're like, wow, that's nasty. And I'm like, yeah, but it's 160 points for 6 models that only the 3 have saved.
It's also not exclusive either. I mean, there's Soul Burst, and there's also the Necrons killing in the movement phase with Catan powers, you know. Then also Psychic in general. Yeah,
I have a friend who rocks Dark Angel Hellblasters, and he brings a Primaris Ancient. and he's never really even thought of the fact that he could target characters with this. But when they die on a 4-up, the Hellblasters get to shoot again. And what's kind of crazy is those Hellblasters are way nastier than Noise Marines. So you can almost play aggressively with them and take out some prime targets like Demon Princes.
Right. Yo, Robert, thanks for hollering out, man. We do not have a podcast yet, even though, you know, they say not to make it, don't put any friction to your audience and how they want to enjoy your content. And I would just assume that if someone wants to just listen, you could just play the YouTube video and just drive or listen or whatever in the same way you could a podcast. But
hey,
no,
pro tip.
Yeah.
Get YouTube Premium. Well, it used to be called YouTube Red. Now
right.
It's called YouTube Premium.
Right.
It is amazing. It's only $5 a month, and you get no ads. And when you like close out of the app on your phone, audio still plays. So if you're a music fan, don't like use Spotify or Pandora, it's a great way to listen to your music. So for us, you can create this to be like a podcast if you use YouTube Premium on your phone.
That's true. Shout out to them. The easy way to get integrated with our stuff here, man, is make sure you check out the giveaway. Once again, this was painted up by James, who you just saw talking. James is a badass painter, and this is Neil Stormcaller. He is a badass in himself. But yeah, this guy can deny 2 powers, re-roll one of the denies, +1 to the cast, +1 to the deny within a certain range. Has a cool bird that'll poke your eyes out. I mean, come on. So
he is great combo with the Colossus Assassin to stop some psychic powers.
That is a fun little combo with his reroll deny plus his -1, and then put him next to a Colossus who does like a -2. It can get pretty gross. You can really shut down some powers there for a moment. But yo, if you go to the giveaway though, right there on the homepage of our YouTube here, it will sign you up for us on Instagram, which you can see a lot of the stuff getting painted up that James does that we don't always feature on the talk show here. You can get it hooked up with us on Twitch, where we do the live painting as well as Tabletop Simulator. We'll do virtual gaming. In fact, you could even game us yourself if you get Tabletop Simulator and join us on our Discord server. Which I think we need to add the Discord server to the giveaways, get people integrated with that little community, because it's really Discord's an amazing social media, I would say.
I agree with you, sir.
Yeah, and just as I had this sitting in the hopper, and I'm rehashing a little bit since you jumped on, James. I got to play with the Dark Bunny guys. Here's the sweet thumbnail of his beautiful Harlequins against my badass Space Wolves, and we played for the first time with the Death Ray design terrain. And I had this. I want to show you guys this pic. This is the Dark Bunny Space Wolves Dreadnoughts. So you saw he had a couple knights there. Chris actually ended up getting to fight this list, so we could hear probably a little bit more from him that way. But yeah, beautiful. I love the basing that they did on these dreads. We actually met up with these guys for the first time at Adepticon this past year, which was really cool. And here's some of that Death Ray design terrain. Check this out. So I like had to crank on this Friday before the tournament on Sunday. Oh no, that's not a bad.
Oh, that was a camera falling.
Okay,
we're all good though.
Okay,
we're all good.
But yeah, I improvised here. I didn't realize that these domes here were clear, and I decided to turn them into greenhouses. We put this on the top table, and if you watch the live stream of the top table, you can totally see the players compete over the terrain. Really interactive stuff, though. Enjoy it. I'm excited to get it painted up. It's gonna be fun. Get Cat's asking about AOS 2.0 course. I'm super stoked. I just need to get I need to free my schedule a little bit so that I can game. It's been pretty fast and furious. A little backlog. Just put out today a Battlegrounds collaboration video. I know you got to check that out, Cat. Here's an image that gives an idea of what that video is about. Just bins and bins of models, guys. Like, I went in there to get hooked up with some terrain and the gift cards for our tournament, just like we'll have another one. And I couldn't even begin to catalog how much stuff there was to be gotten at excellent deals. So we're working with Battlegrounds now and in order to, if you ever wanted to help us, we can help each other by you getting the stuff you were already going to buy, but just waiting a little longer as we set up an order for you. If you just email us at admin@warpchargegaming.com with a wish list, I will go find you these models used at great discounted prices. And pretty much do the work for you, diving through these bins. You otherwise, they're just literally, you're not going to run into them. And they have like whole armies sitting there, man. Like they had a badass converted. It was like some of the coolest berserkers I've ever seen, where they took 40k parts and then they took all the sweet corn. I forget which corn guys they took, but it was like more of the beefier AOS
The
corn
Blood
dudes.
Reavers.
Yeah. Took the Blood Reavers and turned them into berserkers, and they were just like badass, like extra big, extra cool looking berserkers for sure. So opportunities. Yeah, the endless spells. You need to get up here and play me. Yeah, I need to come your way, Cat. You need to come up here and play on stream, homie. Let's go, Cat, in the studio. Let's go do this. Meet my little dog Clem. Yeah, no, and there's also Tabletop Simulator, Cat. I'm pretty sure you got that going on too. We can always give that a go. But obviously, I'd love to see Cat's death models in person. I think I'm gonna try to get a game on with Ali and Ryan. That was what they first got into. GW products was fantasy way back when, and they have a massive collection of fantasy models, particularly Empire. So I'm looking forward to resurging that amongst them. They haven't played in years, and look forward to trying to get some games on with them. I'm coming into Age of Sigmar just at 2.0. Like, I digested all the rules from scratch with nothing but 2.0 in mind. So it's been nice to have a good grasp on that and not have to go through the backlog of like retraining my mind, as we know like 7th to 8th edition was like. And then another cool topic, dude, is that Chris just got himself some terrain from Horizon Creation 3D. Here's a little shot of that.
Yeah,
that's going
that
to you.
gentleman makes wonderful terrain.
Yeah, 3D printed, huh? Yeah, so we're getting that shipped right to you, James, and you're going to paint that thing up for us.
Oh, I'm so excited to paint all that. I'm just curious what color Chris wants. I'm hoping he hops on soon so we can be like, hey, what colors do you want?
Yeah. I know.
This
I think I've seen many Wargaming rocking them, and they made it really like green, slimy looking. I'm curious which way you'll go. I think they had a lot of purples in there and stuff too.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is purples.
Mm-hmm.
Purples are just so sweet for Tyranids, in my opinion. Maybe it's because my favorite color is purple.
Right.
But,
magenta. Get it right.
No, I like purple. Like just like the purpley purple.
Yeah, I always say magenta because these. I used to run lighting for like stage lighting, and the light would never have purple; it'd always have magenta. So I always made it a joke. It's not purple, dude. It's magenta. I had to always tell that to customers and shit.
Well, when's the last time you actually seen something that was colored purple? It's most of the time violet.
Ah. Gotcha. Well, dude, I just like super rocked all these different things that went down. The tournament ruled. We need to prepare ourselves for the team tournament that's going to come up on us before we know it, and definitely want to hash out some details on some rules on that.
Yeah, I got commissioned to do some Eldar for the team tournament, so that's going to be exciting. Some Alatok.
Alatok, however you want to say
some more yellow.
Yeah, I'm curious of, I want it to be particularly interesting, but I also want it to not feel like the missions or the rule set like push somebody into a win when unfairly so. You know, I don't want to break the balance of the game by the rule set we come up with. But that can be weird with teams because that's kind of what goes down. Like it's a whole different, you know, like you're going to have matchups that never would happen otherwise because you're breaking the allegiance chart, you know?
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good times. I mean, you've done a lot more of them than I have for sure.
Dude, I've done lots of team tournaments. I probably have done almost as many team tournaments as I've done singles.
Yeah,
and that's saying something.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I enjoy having a pylon with cultists. I have to say it's a lot of fun.
What would you say is some of the most common thread of things that need to be hashed out? Like there's the whole, is there 2 warlords or is there 1 warlord?
Oh, yes.
CP or
the arming building is the most like important thing because every doubles tournament does it a different way.
Right.
What I like to see.
Best? Yeah, what's some of your favorites?
The best way I've seen it, and I'm hoping we come to an agreement unanimously on this, is two detachments per player, 1,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
Only one player in a team is allowed a supreme command.
I like that. It makes sense. It's cool.
Because you can abuse it otherwise.
Yeah.
When you're allowed 4 detachments and you each can have a supreme command, it becomes really, really gross.
Or
especially
you each take 2 supreme commands.
Yeah, and I'm just imagining 6,000 some demon princes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it becomes pretty wild. I like it when there's 2 warlords and there's 2 relics allowed. So each person gets a warlord, each person gets a relic.
Right.
Same with Battleforge, getting an extra CP is always nice. It's only 3 CP, but that's always nice to the people that don't get a lot of CP from the army and they don't have a way to farm it.
Right.
And those
per player,
those that are
per player they get 3 CP.
Yeah, for being Battleforged.
Yeah, but they can't share CP though. Yeah.
Well, I've seen it where you keep them the same, and then I've seen it where you share. And either way, I'm cool with, because the armies that allow you to use stratagems with the same keyword is going to already work that way. And then the ones that can't, let's say like Chaos and Necrons, those can't work that way.
Yeah,
so it really doesn't.
It just, I guess, like you just end up like an army that normally wouldn't get very much CP could get a lot of CP if one player kind of dedicated their list to nothing but a big CP. But like one player's like, all right, I'm taking the double battalion, you take all the big stuff. You know, I guess that's okay.
But that adds some of the fun to it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I also agree with the way of like, you have your command points, you keep your command points.
Yeah,
you can't share.
I think,
and no double re-rolls per turn.
Right.
Only it's one army, so you only get 1 re-roll.
Right. I think that part of the decision is a fundamental part to how people will build their list, whether they can share or not. Because if they can't share, then they're gonna each have to farm some CP if they want to use strats, and if they can, then one player can go one way and one player can go the other. I think
I agree with you.
I think it gives more versatility that way. Like more mismatched players could make competitive lists because maybe one player does have just more infantry by nature and another player has the big guys, you know. Then it helps them team up without being limited just because of how their armies are.
Yeah, that's some of the fun of it.
Yes, I like that.
So it really just depends. I mean, we're going to talk as a group and decide and put out our mission packet.
Yeah.
But
can you think?
I think having 2 warlords and 2 warlord traits and relics is always key, because it sucks when like you both want to take a certain relic that you've always played with in your normal 2,000 point list, and you're like, well, now I can't.
Right.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So,
I don't see any reason to stop that.
Yeah, and then as far as like slay the warlord type of stuff, I feel that we should have a major and a minor warlord. Like the main warlord gives you more points, the minor one doesn't. I mean, you're both getting warlord traits. Major and a minor warlord. Try to kill them both. Try to kill one at least. Get some extra points. I think that's always fun. I hate it when it's always just only one warlord, because then someone can hide that warlord or be me and do Alpha Legion. So now I have 3 warlords.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if you know what I like at the Nova when they do the trios tournament. There's still individual awards as well. So like last time we had like best factions and stuff. Maybe this time those auxiliary prizes would be for like most like headhunter, the most characters killed, or the most warlords killed. Like that's what they did. They had a whole list. It was like 10 different ways that you could score independently as a player inside of the trios tournament. So you could even, you know, and like even at the Adepticon there was the team tournament where there was like people went for nothing but first strike and nothing but kill the warlord. There's special prizes, you know.
Yep. Shout out to the Plant Chaos guys. Whatever they set their goal to, they win it each and every year.
Yeah. So I do like that element. That's pretty fun too. But you know, without any precedence on how our events are ran, that doesn't necessarily mean that those prizes would be as substantial as actually winning the event, you know.
Yeah, I enjoy the best factions personally,
yeah.
And what's nice with you have teams is you can have a hybrid faction.
Right, so hybrid. Yeah, I mean, shoot though. I mean, like, I thought it was funny the idea of like I think Space Wolves needs their own like Space Wolves, Orcs, and Grey Knights. They get their own faction prize if anyone brings them. But for the most underpowered army, but there was a lot of there was only one Tyranid player. You know, for instance, there was 0 Necron players at this event. Not that there wouldn't be before, but like I'd get concerned that there'd be so many hybrids that it would be like an auto win for best Imperium, best Xenos. There's
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind auto wins for those type of people. I mean, if there literally is only one Xenos player that's pure, dude, awesome.
Congrats.
Like,
you win. You win.
You decided to bring an army that no one else decided to bring. Like, you didn't decide to bring 2 things of guard or a bunch of knights. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because when there's a lot of Imperium, like, you're deciding that you want to bring the heat of Imperium, then you have to go against the heat to win.
Yeah. I like it. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then it's kind of fun too, because like if you got say there's only 2 Xenos guys and they're kind of in their own private competition,
dude, and that's the greatest, dude. Because then you're like checking on their game throughout the day.
Yeah,
like you're like, hey, I want you to win, I want you to lose. Like it ends up being so cool.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I like that. Okay, well that's easy enough. So then, I mean, really from there, it's just about missions.
Missions are easy enough because we play 40k.
Right.
We just have to think there's 2 people getting objectives and killing stuff. So I think it's not going to be too hard for us.
Yeah.
We know how to play good games of 40k.
Is there any thing that you can remember playing a team mission in the past that you thought was especially fun or interesting?
In 7th edition, the Long War Doubles had an amazing doubles event. Yeah. Really enjoyed their missions. Really enjoyed everything was done. This year at Adepticon, unfortunately, I was not a fan of their missions. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling they kind of got that feedback because at LVO this year, they're doing ITC missions. So
well, that's an easy way to go about it.
Yeah. So I've seen many different doubles missions. I've seen just plain ITC as normal as it gets. I've seen people try to like make up their own crazy flavor where there's meteorites falling because the planet's being destroyed, and you randomly roll D3s and get random mortal wounds. I've seen where the board shrinks each turn, like some just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I like a good old game of 40k where you have. This is one thing I loved about 7th is when you went to a tournament, you knew there was going to be a mission based on kill points. You knew there was going to be a mission based on objectives, and then that 3rd mission was going to either be a kill point or objective mission,
or a little hybrid action.
Yeah, you knew that, so you couldn't build a list mainly based on getting objective. You couldn't build a list mainly on getting kill points because you were going to lose one of those missions if you did that. Mm-hmm. 8th edition doesn't really have that same vibe. So because of that, I feel that as long as you focus on armies having to do everything, you're going to make a balanced mission. Where if it's focused on just kill points, you're going to lose the balance. If you focus on just capturing objectives or being table control, you're going to like have unfun missions. Yeah. But if you add both elements, it's going to be a fun game regardless. I think randomness can be fun, but it needs to be highly play tested.
Yeah, it's got to be the right way.
Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely little things you can do, like random deployment map. That not every tournament has that, and that's a decision to make in itself. We did D3s at ours and had no trebles, which is cool. Speaking of like wild stuff happening while you're playing, like the board shrinking and explosions everywhere. We are looking at doing a live stream of an all-day APOC game, and it was pretty much inspired by this giant piece of terrain. You might not be able to tell from the picture, but like that thing is like, let's see, 2 foot by 3 foot. Like it's huge.
It's epic.
You could fit like 8 knights in that thing, easy. It's big, and so like we're gonna have several of those, and I guess it's usually used for bolt action, and we're gonna go to the game store Battlegrounds and gonna take over a section of the store, put 3 tables together and do one big old game, bring the whole rig and do a big stream on it. So looking forward to that. That's gonna be cool. We're coming up with all kinds of shenanigans of what's gonna go down in that APOC game. I found some fluff.
I'm very excited about the armies you guys decided to play and the size of the game.
Yeah, yeah. What do we say? 14,000 points.
Yeah, 14,000 points per side.
Yeah.
There's only 2 players.
Yep. Yep. And this isn't the first time we've done such a feat. But we bring the big guys, and a lot of this is inspired by Chris and I having some big ass models. We got the Harridan, the Hierophant. I'm gonna bring the KX-139 Tau Supremacy armor, the Storm Surge, Hammerheads. I found there's a piece of fluff in the new Tau book that I was showing to Chris and James, and it was like something like shit hit the fan little story about how the Tyranids came through like a warp portal in a sense, and the Tau and the Imperium had to like pretty much stop fighting each other and deal with this threat. And that's what I'm going to be kind of reenacting is the Imperium Knights, a Warhound Titan. I'll have 5 Knights, a Warhound Titan, and my entire 4,000 points of Space Wolves. So every Dreadnought, drop pods, all the Thunderwolf Cav, the Wolfen, all the characters. I'm just bring all 4,000 points of Space Wolves. Bring the Knights, bring the Warhound, and then just big ass, powerful Tau. The long strike, 3 hammerheads, three riptides. I can't bring 4. We're gonna stay within the rule of 3, even though Chris is up to like 8 detachments and 36 command points.
The rule of 3 grows with yeah.
All right, so 4 riptides is good to go.
Yeah, same with detachments. Like the way they're written, all those rules is based off of your points, and when you go over 2,000 points, shit gets real.
Yeah. We're gonna.
So I mean, think about it. If you're allowed 3 detachments per 2,000 points, I mean, that's a lot of fucking detachments, man. I mean,
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we're getting ready to think. We're trying to think of how to do the 3 boards. Yeah, because there's like 7 armies and per side at 2,000 points. But yeah, 3 boards. We just got a new mat. It's gonna be a sec before we get the Tyranid terrain. So we're gonna do it again when the Orcs Codex drops. I think I have about 16,000 points in Orcs. So they're gonna come out to play Gargantuan Squiggoth.
Does Battlegrounds have 8x4 tables?
Yeah.
Because I would say
no. They have 6x4s, but they can all wheel next to each other though.
No, I was just saying because you can do 2 6x4s and then an 8x4 like on an end cap.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I was thinking about doing 2 separate boards, but I kind of want them all attached.
Yeah, they need to be attached. That's the best way to do APOC. So the only problem that you have when you attach APOC games is can you reach the middle of the table?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna try to get, and like for putting the stream rig over top and stuff. That's why we're going to 3 table design, but it'll be good. There's kind of 3 factions involved, so probably have like somehow I got to figure out how to match it. And he has like a Tyranid mat that he just got for a fat mat, so that'll definitely be a main factor of what the rest of the theater of war is built around, if you will. I'm excited to try these orcs out, man. With the Shadespire as well.
They're lovely models.
Yeah, I want to turn my Killy Blood Reaver concept into the orc concept. Yeah, there we go. That's
how far we got along yesterday on stream. The entire thing was done on stream except for the construction of the base and pushing the models together, because these are the easy build models. All you have to do is literally push them together.
Are they magnetized right now on there?
You mean like this?
Yeah, like that. Wow, I love upside down models because it's crazy.
Upside down models are fun, right?
It's crazy.
I know. I mean, they're hard too.
Yeah, that's dang, dude. Wow.
It doesn't take much to pull them off.
That was impressive. All right, cool.
Yeah, they pop off real easy.
I like that. Nice, dude. Good work. Yeah, speaking of magnetizations, I got to be the hype guy in all of our previous work. We've done other videos, folks, and there is a magnetization video that I did with Crystal Fortress with the Space Wolves, and you can check that out. Crystal Fortress actually has us featured on their website as the ultimate unboxing video, so I'm pretty proud of that. That was cool.
Because it's ultimate, dude. It's badass.
Dude, it's triple camera recording. Come on now. I'm about to put out another one from Death Ray Designs. Can't wait. That's what I'm producing tomorrow is the Death Ray Design video. That'll be good.
So I got to make you a thumbnail for Death Ray Design.
Need a thumbnail, doggy. I'm glad to have, the Battlegrounds of Death Ray Designs. That'll pretty much be my biggest homework that I have been not attending, so I'll be glad to get that knocked out. I think I had more videos I need to make as always, but can't remember them.
There is a Dark Bunny video. That's a super secret video.
Oh, that one, right. Yeah, I got that. That'll be pretty easy though, because it was just like it pretty much filmed itself. We're talking about secret video, guys. Can't tell you much more than that.
Other channels might be a little upset if we break the news.
Uh-oh. Stuff's happening. Warp Charge Gaming. Yeah, I just, I was super, like, it's been already a crazy week after last weekend, but man, I definitely for the day of and the day after, I was on a super high from that tournament, dude. It was so rewarding as far as how much fun it was, how tight the vibes were, how cool the venue was, the music, the projectors. Like, it was everything that I want when I go to an event. And, like, literally, I've never been to an event like that in the 4 or 5 years I've played this game. So, I felt great.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, I was jealous. I was in 2 tournaments this weekend myself. And one had 10 players. The other had, I think, either 12 or 14 also, but they were just in game stores. What was nice though is the one I did play on Sunday. We used chess clocks.
Yeah,
That was, I mean, I played game with chess clocks, but it was my first tournament with chess clocks, and I finished every single game, which was really interesting. Is on my second game, I had just as much time left over as a knight player that had 7 knights.
Well, 7 knights is quite a bit, man. That's a lot of guns.
But most of the times he wasn't even shooting, or he would shoot at like a unit of Nurglians, and I would just pull them.
Yeah.
I'm really good at screening my characters and tying things in combat and like snaking things along so that you can't target my characters ever. And since I only have like little stuff, you're like, well, I have no targets.
Yeah.
And that's the way I win the game. I don't have a great list. My whole strategy is to make sure you don't get to play, and then I just get to do what I want. Takes finesse, but it's fun. But chess clocks are cool. I have to say that my first game I was playing this guy Tony. He's a Chicago cop. He's an awesome dude, man. He seriously is so down to earth, and every game I have with him is just so close, super competitive. First game I ever played with him was at Adepticon 3 years ago now, like my first time there.
Yeah.
And that was the only game I won against him. Every time he beats me, but they're so close. We were talking about how our games are. They're just so unique. It's like a dance. Like the way we help each other move our models, the way we just pick up models when we need to pick up models. It's like we are on sync on how we want to play, and it goes very quickly. And he was rocking guard with Death Watch.
Okay. And
yeah, he knows how to play guard, and Death Watch gets nasty when you have these veteran units with special ammunition.
Yeah.
They end up being like 300-point units, but they can smoke down anything.
Was it your first time playing Death Watch?
It was my first time playing Death Watch. I had a huge lead, like a 15-point lead going into turn 3, which is saying something going like into turn 3 with a 15-point lead. Right. But then he deep struck those guys down, and he just deleted units as he walked around.
Yeah.
And he was killing more and holding more by that time. He started just racking up the points, and I lost by like 3 points.
Oh wow! Did he have the 2d6 like auto hit weapons? Frag launchers. Yeah, those are.
Yeah, he had the frag launchers.
+1 to wound strats, reroll 1 to wound strat.
Well, he was wounding on 2s with like his bolters and re-rolling 1s.
Yeah,
it was gross. Yeah. And these bolters had -3 AP.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, that hurts.
Yeah.
So that was my first game, and we finished with maybe 10 or so minutes each on the clock. At first, I was definitely using a lot of time. I mean, he had a lot of units. I knew he was bringing those guys in. I was doing my Alpha Legion stuff. So it was like, I don't know what I'm doing, man. Like, I felt the pressure of the clock. Right. And he saw that I felt the pressure of the clock, and he was helping me a little bit more. But we still finished the game with 20 minutes left.
Nice.
And then, like I said, the Knight Army. This guy was new to 7th or 8th edition. He played 6th and 7th. He was excited about Knights, so he came out to the tournament. Haven't seen him before. His name was Ben. He brought the big harpoon, Captain Ahab Knight, and then he brought 2 of the close combat Knights. and then he brought 2 squadrons of the 4 autocannon little guys.
Okay.
So he did it right, man. I mean, he was a good player for being new to 8th edition, and he probably would have won. Actually, he would have won if you took my advice. On tertiaries or secondaries, I told him to take Headhunter. He was really nervous about taking Headhunter because I only had 5 of them and I had Demon Princes, and he thought I was going to be reserved about it. But I was like, you should take Headhunter. And he maxed out on Headhunter if he would have taken it. And his other thing, he only got like 2 points on.
Ah, damn.
And I won by 1 point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he would have beat me if he would have picked a different secondary. I mean, it's hard to fight knights, man. They are a good army to be against. I mean, they're not OP in any way. I mean, they've won lots of tournaments over this last weekend. A lot of people are having problems with them. I did a couple changes on weapons, and I was able to handle them. Like, I was able to take out a knight 1 turn and wound another knight down 10 wounds. I had a 3-up invul.
Yeah.
So they're not OP in any means. It's just, it's hard to kill more and hold more when they have that many knights and they're that tough.
Yeah, missions is everything on that one. Like Connor, he played on the top table at our tournament against Vincent with his knights, and had the final match not been bloodbath, all kill style related, he would have had a much more successful round against them, I'm sure. It was the missions that you're situated with when going against the knights can be a big part of, because not only can it be a tough thing to deal with if you don't have the right loadouts, but it can be even more so of a factor when the mission doesn't cater to your to fighting them as well. You know, like if knights have the benefit of the mission, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, and this one definitely felt that way. It was the Nexus one of the ITC missions, and I know for our missions for the tournament, we designed them in a way that they're fluffy, where you have initial gauge, the cat and mouse, and the bloodbath.
Right.
So it made sense that the knights would have a great advantage on that one, but probably had a hard time on that very first mission.
No doubt, no doubt. And he actually fought David in that first mission with his Custodes. And
well, it's David and he cheats, so we don't need to worry about that. No, I'm just playing. Much love, David. I'm just playing. But you did cheat.
He was like, yeah.
Because when George told me that rule, I was immediately like, no, you can't do that. And he was like, really? I'm like, look at the rule book. You can't do that. You cannot charge out of combat.
I tried to find the player that he came up to me with, and I swear that they weren't even playing each other. So I didn't have anybody to reach out to and apologize for my wrong call. First time being an official TO at our first official event. And there's some challenges with that. You know, there's when you're placed on the fly, especially as a TO drinking and running camera. You know, I had a lot going on. Let's just say, you know, I took that event as far as we could take it, as far as how much action was happening. And, you know, I had a lot going on to stop and like really bust out the rule book and give the proper attention to some players that had a question. And I regret that. But there's like a pressure, a feeling too, that like you don't want to slow up the game because you're like seeing people not finish their games. And, you know, you want to keep things moving, so you want to give them a quick answer. But I feel like I've learned my lesson on that situation, where I will definitely be like, hey, I can't say for sure, so let's pull out the rule book. We're going to keep going through the motions until we're able to figure this out. Because it would have just took one extra step of getting to the rule book and pulling it up, you know?
Yeah, but George, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. Most RTTs with 14 people don't have nearly as much going on, or a TO that's actually dedicated to coming and helping somebody. It's kind of the self-policed at most events I've seen that are that scale.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't make any difference in the event all around, but I want to definitely be able to make the right calls in those times. And I took the lazy route because I was a little buzzed, and I'm going to rock with, you know, that shit will happen.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. I mean, if you look at the codex, it just says that with their stratagem, they're allowed to charge like out of like turn, basically,
right,
and the opponent's turn. So it's kind of like, well, this is so strange. No one else can do this. I'm a little buzzed. Time's running out. Yeah, sure. Why not? I completely get it. I can put myself in your shoes and understand.
Yeah.
But with a sober mindset, and someone's hearing like you can charge out of combat, no way.
Yeah,
it's impossible. I don't care if you can charge out of turn, but you cannot do that.
Yeah, well, we did discover, though, in looking this up, that and we're talking about a custody stratagem right now, guys, that it allows you, if you're charged, you can then, you can make like a counter charge in the opponent's turn.
I believe it's called swooping dive.
Yeah, but you cannot do it with a unit that is already in combat per the rules. It says that if you're within, an inch of an enemy model, you can't charge, basically. But that is also saying that it says in the fight phase, if you are in the charge phase, if you start the charge phase within 1 inch of a model, you can't charge. But there is things like Soul Burst that, well, I think it lets you fight like it's the fight phase. But if there was any other instance that allows you to charge outside of the charge phase, then technically you could charge out of combat, because it only says if you begin within 1 inch of an enemy model at the beginning of the charge phase. So somehow you can charge in the psychic or the shooting or the movement, then it would be legit, actually.
Yeah, unless it said treat it as if it was the charge phase.
Right, yeah.
Because there is plenty of rules that go out of sequence that will say something like that.
Right. That was always a point of contention for Overwatch in 7th edition, but I think they made that a little bit more clear in 8th.
Yeah, I feel most rules are pretty easy, especially how fast they're rolling out FAQs.
Right.
Which I'm excited about, because now we have Renegade Knights. And
Okay.
I was not thinking about getting any Knights anytime soon. I was kind of like, oh, they're all dead because of the pylon haunts me. And I mean, when there's 2 of them right next to me and I have to see them constantly every tournament I go to, there's going to be at least 1 or 2.
Right.
You would think, why bring Knights? But Knights were so prevalent this weekend, it was insane.
Yeah.
And when they got the matchups, it didn't even matter about the pylon, because when you have more than 1 Knight, you're going to get Knight into work. And on pylons, you auto hit them, so they get wrecked.
Yeah. Nice.
But I made a list that has the Dominus, the Harpoon Knight as a Renegade, and then 2 close combat Knights. And what's nice is you get 9 command points. You have 3 Titanic dudes and a super heavy detachment like that.
Well, 6, but 3
or 6. I'm sorry, but and 3 being Battle Forged.
Right.
And then I bring a battalion of Black Legion with Abaddon and a Sorcerer, and 3 units of Cultists, a 40-man and 2 18-mans. And basically he gives me Fearless Cultists, the big unit with +1 to hit because of Prescience, +1 to wound because Veterans of the Long War, and a 5-up Feel No Pain because of Delightful Agony because of the Mark of Slanesh. So I'll have those guys with the 3 Knights, and I think it ends up having, I don't know, 15 or 16 command points, because you're getting 6 from the super heavies, you're getting 5 from the battalion, plus the 3 for being Battle Forged, and 2 from Abaddon.
No, I guess the one difference, though, from Renegade Knights is they don't have any Renegade Knight stratagems.
They have 2 of them.
Oh, really?
They have 1 that gives you the +1 to Invul.
Oh.
So you can still have the super Invul, just like with the other dudes.
That's
and then
cool.
you have another one that allows you to reroll all failed hits in the shooting or fight phase.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So with those and like Tide of Traitors, Veterans of Long War, I will eat through those command points.
Right. And is there any psychic powers that could help you out with them, or because they don't have? They don't.
Nope, they don't have the keywords.
Yeah.
No psychic powers can be casted on Knights.
Because there's not you can't think of a one that's universal, huh?
No, I was looking, man. Trust me.
I
was looking. I was like, can I warp time a Knight?
No. Yeah.
No. Gotcha. Can I give a Knight a Feel No Pain? No.
Damn.
Can I get +1 to hit on a Knight? Like, there were so many things I was looking for.
Right.
But all I got going for me is Death Hex if I need it. But that's 1 CP.
Yeah.
Spell Familiar. Like, I'll just keep Prescience so that I can make my Cultists a little bit better. No reason not to. And get the Feel No Pain so they survive a little bit longer. And those are going to be my objective holders. Like, that's all they are. They're annoying.
Yeah. No.
Annoying Cultists.
I like it. They do a good job of that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an OP list by any means, but I think it'd be super fun.
Oh,
especially for Renegade.
Yeah, and I mean, again, with the right matchups.
I would do it all Slanesh. Like, the 2 combat Knights, we'd go Chaos, like the Forge World kit with the Chain Sword and the Gauntlet. And then for the big dude, the Harpoon guy, I've seen an awesome 3D print piece for him that you add it to his torso to make him taller.
Okay.
And then I would put like a big speaker thing on it, make it Noise Marine style. Like, I'd convert it up.
That'd be badass.
Because, I mean, the Cultists are already Slanesh. Like, I would make everything Slanesh. The only thing that's not Slanesh would be Abaddon, which he's all gods.
you gotta make like a stage on top of the harpoon.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And I would be taking my blast masters and putting
Yeah.
them up there. It's a simple magnet. I'd magnetize them so I could take them everywhere I go.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I got dreams. But I mean, that's the third army because I have the Nurgle army that I'm still doing right now. Got my termite. I'm excited about my termite.
My Raven Wing are doing better with the recent price drop on eBay. I might actually have some funds for some models here shortly myself.
Yeah, I was very surprised how fast termites sell on eBay.
Yeah,
I bought 3 of them, guys, and I bought them when they had the Hellforged termite rules where it blew up 2d6 range, d6 damage, 2d3 to psychers. Like, it was just nasty. And I was planning on bringing them Death Guard, but I guess that was a beta. I don't know. I just randomly decided to change the rules on them, which are in all situations except for Death Guard, it's a better rule set because now in combat they do so much better. They do like overlapping mortal wounds until the target's dead. It's super cool. It's like a drill would be. Like it gets deeper and deeper on you, and it just keeps giving mortal wounds until the unit's dead or until you miss. Like I think it's like a 2-up or a 3-up for the first one. It does like D3 mortal wounds. And then next one, if there's any guys left, it's like you have to do a 4-up, and after that, it's a 5-up, and after that's a 6-up, or until the unit's dead. It's so cool. And the problem with the termite originally is when it came in, the guys had to stay inside for a turn. They couldn't disembark like a drop pod, and it's just normal transport rules. But now they can disembark when they come out of reserve. So that's super cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Then they gave it another weapon that was like a heavy 4 or some shit. It's like a 16-inch range, something better that when it comes out of reserve, it can do a little bit more damage because the flamer is only 8-inch, so you don't get to use it. And then the commie bolters just suck. So it made an overall a better transport vehicle. So for like Khorne berserkers, it'd be awesome to send them in with that. But I was buying them for Death Guard, so I decided to sell 2 of them. And the first one sold in like 2 hours. The other one sold in like 3 hours. So I just got 1 right now, which I'm excited to still bring Death Guard in. But I'm only doing 1 unit instead of 3 units.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I just read a message I got from somebody, and they said he had his 5,000 points of World Eaters that he's interested in trading me, that it's all painted up.
Ooh.
That's interesting. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I would want to see that for sure, because I mean, World Eaters will be good again. I guarantee it.
It sounds more fun than all these Ravenwing bikers, I'll tell you that. It's like such a bad time in the meta to sell these comparatively to where they were in like 7th edition.
Well, this is my opinion on bikes in 8th edition. This includes Custodes. Any bike in 8th edition. I'm even talking Harlequins, even though Harlequins now have the Haywire cannon, which is just so sick.
Really good.
I mean, it's probably the grossest weapon I've ever seen.
It's really gross.
For what the point of the model is and how the model works, having that kind of weapon is so sick.
Right.
But with bikes, they're very finesse because they move so quickly that it's hard to have support to go with them. So you either put them out there and they're too vulnerable, or you keep them too far back and they're not effective enough. And that's not including the fact that they're easy to kill, like Space Marines are just easy to kill.
Right.
But they're just a very hard unit to play. You have to know when to use them right and where to position them. I almost look at in chess, they're like the knight.
Yeah.
Like their movement is different. Their role is different. So if you have guns on them, don't think they're just a shooty unit. They're more of like, I'm going to get board control and take out something on an objective unit.
Yeah.
And then like an actual powerhouse. And then if they're close combat, they're not necessarily the best close combat thing because we go too far ahead of everything else and they're going to get killed by the counterattack.
Yeah. This is true.
So
I mean, that's a lot of like what my experience was playing the Dark Angels anyways. It is literally I would have to always rein back my instinct to like, let's go, tally ho, and I just want to charge in there with everything, and you know they'll get wrecked if you don't play them carefully.
Yeah, but if you play them right, man, they clear off units from objectives. They move into the position to take things, and they need to take things. They're great to help support a unit that's already stuck in combat if they're attacking, because they can go so far across the board. We weren't expecting them to be there to help the unit out. Same with if they have a lot of shooting. I think that's what makes Deathwatch so nasty, is the fact that they could take a single bike dude and it makes the whole unit almost act like bikes.
I think it's awesome they can cross-pollinate their units like that. Like I got a Terminator, I got a biker. That's so cool.
It's so gross when you put a dude with a jetpack, a dude with a bike, so now they're allowed to fall back and charge still.
Right.
And then you add the aggressor dude who is like this insane Overwatch. It's just like, what the hell? And like they got this crazy range to use stratagems. Man, Death Watch is so nasty.
I like their vibe. I mean, besides being just really good, I just think that's all very cool and fun too.
Yeah, but I think it's a finesse thing. I don't think it's overpowered in a way that anyone can play them. I think it takes a quality player to play them.
I beat him with Space Wolves, dog, so that's all I'm saying.
Like I said, it takes a quality player to play them.
I got them. Take that, Space Wolves in your face. Yeah.
Dude, you know Space Wolves sucks. They left the Harlequins when you had an ace rolling dice for you.
Did you get a chance to look at that at all?
I glanced at it.
That's a good video. That's a good bat rep. Let me throw his thumbnail up one more time. You guys got to go check this one out. We were pretty proud of it.
It's a 2v1. It's not fair. George is being the general. Corey is being the dice handler. And he has them weighted. I mean, I think there's something in his chair that's electromagnetic.
There's Corey and Phil from Dark Bunny. They came over the night before and crashed with me, helped me get set up, helped me get ready. And we made some great content. So excited for y'all to see some of the special secret content we made. Can't talk too much about that.
Shout out to Corey and Phil taking the drive up.
Great dudes. But yeah, Corey was rolling hot. And you can see it in that bat rep, guys. You got to check it out. But yeah, man, I think we've done it again, man. We've hit that hour mark.
Dude, hour's easy to hit, man, when you're talking 40K, and especially what's new in the world. I mean, the meta's always changing. Got new events going. This doubles event's going to be off the chain. I'm sad that I can't be there. But what's nice is the 2-day event, I will be there. So I'm hoping the people that come to the doubles enjoy their time, tell other friends, so that I can come there and take all their money.
There's and thank you Battlegrounds for your support as well. Yeah,
Battlegrounds is the shiznit.
Then we'll have that sweet 3D Horizon terrain done by then. I mean, Warp Charge Gaming's growing, y'all. We really appreciate everybody out there that's been helping.
Not only are we growing, but we're taking zero money from you.
Exactly.
We're not asking for a $45 plus a month membership for free content.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we just put it out there. You want to hit us up on Facebook? You want to hit us up on Discord? We will share what's in our noggins. I mean, George isn't that great at anything, but I am.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, we even give you models. This fan giveaway.
Dude, we give you models for free. We got Null coming up. What's nice is Ice Wolf. I have a feeling this one's coming to you, buddy.
I would love Ice Wolf to win that. He hails the wolves hard.
Dude, he talks in wolf. Did you know that? He drinks wolf milk before he goes to sleep at night.
Whoa. I didn't know that, but I could believe it. Big love, Ice Wolf. I know we catch this on the back end, man. Thanks for all those who've been checking out the live stream here tonight. And on the back end, get up on the giveaway.
Like, subscribe, do all the fun things.
Do that stuff. Jump on Discord, play us on Tabletop Simulator. James got a new night list he needs to try out. Some Chaos Renegade nights.
I got a Nurgle list I need to try out.
Yeah,
I got flavor. You want flavor? I got flavor.
Get on Discord, fools. But big love, everybody. Keep taking fun seriously, and we will catch you next time.